the victim of some of your ill behaviour, is waiting patiently in the booth. But who owes the apology? Let's nudge you into a story before we make our grand reveal. It could be to do with a confused neighbour, it could be a visit to the #1 B&B in Wales, or it could be a brassed-off music teacher. Jamali, who do you need to apologise to, my love?
I need to apologise to a guy called Andy Zapp, who's a comedy promoter.
Of course he is with a name like that.
Yeah, and basically, I must have been about 20, and I was booked to do a gig in Luton.
Right.
And I hate Luton. So I always decide not to go.
It's a lovely airport.
Yeah, so it got to the day of the gig, and I just said, you know what, I can't even stand to look at people from Luton today. I'm not doing the gig. So I rang him and I've said, yo, Zapp, I can't make it. And he's like, oh, I sold tickets. I really need you to come down, please, Jamali. And then I just said, I've got kids to feed. And he goes, what? And I said, Andy, I've got to look after my kids. My kids come first, and I don't have kids. And so every time he sees me, he goes, oh, how's the kids doing? I go, yeah, they're great. And he goes, can I see photos? So now I have to Google cute kids.
This is your alibi for Googling kids. Yeah. Very clever.
Yeah, I was worried about that, because when you just type in cute kids, photos come up, and I was really worried.
Arrogant that you think your kids would be cute, Jamali.
Yeah, you didn't think. That's a good point. And to be fair, like, I had to pick, like, average, because the kids that come up are, like, the model kids, and I was like, it's me. Come on, let's bring it down a level.
Are they like B-grade kids?
Yeah. When you go to, like, the 4th page, it starts getting the ugly one. And I go, that's more of my... Oh, some kids are ugly, come on. He asked me names.
So what names have you
I just went with Jamar.
Jamar. Two? Jamar and...
Jamai.
Jamar.
And he went, your kids are Jamar and Jamai. And I just went, yep. And the thing of, like, sometimes just being brown, people just go, yeah, that's probably what they do. And people go, yeah, all right, cool.
Jamali, this is a really, really complicated piece of fraud here, isn't it?
And it's lasted too long, and I want to break the lie, but then he might ask me to come Luton.
Yeah, do you ever wish you'd just done the gig instead of the web of deceit that you've woven for yourself?
Have you ever been Luton?
No.
Well, then, if you went Luton, this is way more good.
Thank you. Sarah, now, who would you owe an apology to in that booth?
To the owner of a B&B.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So, when you do stand-up, you often stay in places you don't really want to. I don't like B&Bs generally, and I had to stay in this one because I was doing some gigs in Wales, and I had to stay in the B&B. There was no option. And the room wasn't en suite. The closest toilet was 2 floors up from my room. Yeah, exactly. There was a sink in the room, and it was a sturdy sink, because you got to try that first. Yeah. Because if it's a flimsy one, nothing's happening there.
You don't want to rip it off the wall.
No, and but I noticed beside the sink was a toilet roll, and I thought, they know what I'm doing. And I thought maybe that is a Welsh ensuite.
So you shat in the sink?
No, I just did a wee. I didn't shit in the sink. I think if I had needed number twosies, I would have just, you know, forced it down.
Yeah.
To be fair, no, I did shit in a kettle once, so I can't...
You did what?
Yeah, shit in a kettle.
In a kettle?
Yeah, sometimes you got shit in a kettle.
No, why?
Oh, sorry to surprise you there, Chris.
Fucking do.
There's a large gong beside
Could have fucking told me there was a gong next to me.
Chris, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I thought I just had an embolism or whatever the fucking thing in your brain is.
What gong?
I'm so sorry.
Can we get back to the shitting in the kettle, though? I feel like I don't want to skirt over that.
Can I just say, stop everything. Hark to the song of the wrong gong. That sound means that a nifty little boost in points for you, Jamali.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well done.
Oh, great.
Shitting in a kettle.
You know, I never thought that was ever going to be a positive in my life.
It's amazing.
Was it in a hotel or was it at home?
It was at a festival.
A festival?
Why would you have it, though?
Because it was like, you know, the little, like...
like a travel one?
Yeah, like a travel kettle. It cost, like, 30 quid, so I was like, I'm going to get my money's worth.
I've pooed in a jiffy bag. But I've never...
Where did you send it it too.
I can't believe I just said that. Why did I just say that, guys?
I can't believe you don't know what a glory hole is, but you've shattered a jiffy bag.
Chris, now, somebody there in the booth might be somebody that you've got to apologise to. Who could that person be and what is it for?
It's the music teacher thing. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. I ended up at a religious school for a little while. I'm not religious. Even at that young age, I kind of knew it was all a crock of shit. I used to sneak into the music room. They'd amassed this huge library of cassette tapes of religious music, and I'd sneak in there and I'd take a few. I'd take them home. I'd record over part of side 2 or something with a bit of Def Leppard, Alice Cooper. And then I'd nip back in and I'd put them back in the spaces where I'd taken them from.
Can I just say, for the younger viewers, the Dave, keeping it Dave, viewers, cassette tapes, right, they're, it's basically like TikTok. They're like TikToks. But you can rewind them with a pencil.
Yeah.
So you know. So, is it Jamali's peeved-off promoter, Sarah's cheesed-off B&B owner, or Chris's bemused music teacher? Mystery guest, please reveal yourself.
Oh, shit!
Come through! Come out! Hey!
How you doing?
Yay! Is that Andy Zapp? It's Andy Zapp!
Andy Zapp.
Andy Zapp! I'll do the Luton gig, seriously. I want to be promoted by Zapp. I am obsessed with Zapp. Tell us this side of the story.
Well, he just let me down, didn't he, really?
All right, that don't make me feel bad now.
But, yeah, he let me down.
Yeah, you're still mad at me, innit?
No, how could I be mad at you, mate?
Oh,
no.
guys,
I know,
this is
and he is a
lovely.
bit of a porky pie, isn't he?
Andy, you're not just a comedy promoter, you are a philosopher, I
Oof.
sense. You've got pearls of wisdom just spewing
You're
out.
so
of you.
kind,
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, I suppose I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, where's my chair? You know what I mean? There's an old geezer coming on the stage. No chair for me. I have to stand through this purgatory, but it's all right.
Do you want to sit down?
Yeah,
Andy?
come on,
we'll
Dick.
swap. Go on, we'll swap. I'll be here.
I see.
I'll be. Oh, come on. Andy Zapp. Andy.
This feels good. This feels good. So what happened, Mel? You know.
I'm Andy Zapp, you know what I mean? I'm Andy Zapp.
So, Andy, when Jamali told you
Yeah.
about all his kids, you believed him?
He said, I've got a wife and 2 kids, and it kind of didn't really compute. I said, well, so fucking what? Because I've got a wife and 2 kids.
Andy,
you know.
just because you're in the chair, you don't have to swear.
You lot have been swearing. I've been listening. I've been listening.
Andy.
Glory holes. Shitting in kettles.
Wouldn't it be amazing if this is how Mel lost the job?
I'm getting a bit worried. I am going to have to ask you
Do I have to leave now?
to leave the chair.
And
yes.
go back to my little mark?
Well, or just go, I'm afraid.
Nice of you, Zach.
What an absolute legend.
Now we know it's him, can I just say I'm not sorry about the tapes at all?
And I would shit in that sink again.